Johnny Mirror here, and today we're going to be talking about another game that was at the Xbox show. I know last week we took a little break from the Xbox games and Summer Games Fest games, and we went to some of the Nintendo Direct games that were announced. But we're going to go back to Xbox because there are still so many games that we've yet to talk about, and ones that I definitely want to talk about. In this one, we're going to be taking a look at one of the more interesting games, one of the more surprising games, one of definitely the more exciting games, I'd even say, and that is Clair Obscure's Expedition 33. Now, I don't know what the Clair Obscure means. I really have no idea. Maybe it's a character in the game. Maybe it's like somebody who works at the studio. I really don't know. But Expedition 33 is what I'm going to be calling it. And man, do we have a lot to talk about, because this has quickly become one of the bigger surprises of the game, of the show. And I think there are a lot of reasons for that. But if you guys love gaming, Xbox, not even just Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo, third party, whatever, if you guys just love gaming, you guys want to stay up to date, hear a bunch of awesome topics, whatever, consider subscribing, share with your friends. Really do appreciate it. Any kind of support you guys give me, I really do appreciate. But let's get talking about Expedition 33. So my overall thoughts on this game are, holy crap, it looks awesome. Like, I'm gonna just be blunt. Holy crap, it looks awesome. When this trailer started, Austin, who was sitting to my right, was like, yo, is this Immortals, or 33 Immortals? Because there was like a 30 number, and then it went to 33, and we're like, maybe it is 33 more, but it was a completely different art style. It was like realistic with like AAA looking graphics, when 33 Immortals is like a top-down Hades looking game, you know what I mean? And I was like, it can't be, but like maybe it is. But then they started showing gameplay, and I was like, yo, look at this game. The areas you're at, the different things happening in the background, the animation, the textures, the graphics were beautiful for a game of this size. And then it announced that it was being worked on by Kepler and Sandfall Interactive. Now, when I first saw Sandfall Interactive, I'm like, that sounds familiar. I feel like I've heard of Sandfall Interactive. I've definitely heard of Kepler. Kepler was actually at this show twice with Flintlock Siege of Dawn as well. Can't wait to play that next month. But Sandfall Interactive is actually, this is their debut game. They've never made a game before. And that's going to be a little topic here in a little bit. But I think why this was one of the biggest surprises is, number one, the fact that it's a completely new IP, and it's not first-party Xbox. It's a complete third-party surprise that was at the game. I think, number one, that is why it was a big surprise. It wasn't first-party, and it was a new IP. Showcasing that early on in your showcase, too, is also very, very strong. You know, having it come after... Let's see, what did it come after? Did it come after Dragon Age, right? Did it come after Dragon? I think it may have. And that's huge, man. I think having early on really puts an emphasis on like, yo, this is something important to us. This is something that we're super duper excited to show to you guys. And I think that's kind of what they went for here. But what also surprised everybody, number one, just how good it looked, because it looked awesome. But then number two, the type of game that it is. So this is a turn-based RPG. Now, for everybody wondering, do not get this twisted, ladies and gentlemen. This is not a JRPG. The studio has come out and said it themselves. This is not a JRPG. Rather, it is an evolution of JRPGs. It is a turn-based RPG with real-time mechanics, meaning dodge, parries, and counters are all real-time, while attacks and combat are turn-based. This sounds phenomenal. I think, for me, this is definitely up my alley for something I want to do, because when I think of like something like Mario RPG, one of my favorite RPGs of recent years, one of my favorite Nintendo games now, it has that turn-based combat, but you know, there are some of that reactive game mechanics, like blocking or like getting that bonus damage or just doing other things. This is super duper exciting. I think having the dodging, parrying, and counter being real-time mechanics works perfectly for what you then can strategize with your offense. I think this is very, very exciting. And I think the fact that they're saying it's an evolution of a JRPG is also really exciting. I love JRPGs, don't get me wrong, but there are things I don't like about JRPGs as well. So I think the fact that this is an evolution of it can kind of be interesting. I don't really know exactly what that means. They haven't clarified, but they literally came out and said this is a turn-based RPG, an evolution of a JRPG with real-time mechanics, dodge, parries, and counters. Very, very exciting. And I think another reason why this is very, very, very exciting, why their quote-unquote words of evolution of JRPGs it means so much is when you look at Sandfall Interactive, and this is a big talking point when the game after the game showed up. When you go to their website, this is their debut game, and they do a little insight on some of the developers working on this game. And on their website, under all the people working on this game, they have a list of all the people's favorite games. A lot of them are Final Fantasy, Persona. You have like Dragon Quest, you have like Elder Scrolls stuff, you have huge iconic masterpieces of games under all these developers' favorite games. So you take this team that takes this concept really interesting, that you know they're getting huge inspirations from stuff. This is very exciting. This could end up being a really huge game, and it's going day one into Game Pass, so that's great for a new IP, man. The concept of this game is actually really interesting because I just talked about it. Basically, what the concept is of the main plot, they haven't really gone super in depth, but every year or something, there will be a new age. So, for instance, the year that this game takes place, the age of selection is 33, meaning everybody in the world that is 33 years old will die this year or just vanish. That is so interesting because, number one, I can already see the emotional leverage that concept is going to get. Imagine having a loved one and everybody sees that number pop up on the big tree or whatever, like knowing that anybody who's 33 years old is going to go away this year. And if your loved one is 33 years old, you have like a year left of them or something. That's crazy. That is crazy. I think it's a very interesting concept. And basically, the conflict and what you're going to be doing in this game is you are going to get together this crew of fighters, of people who are losing something from the age being 33, and they're going to the main person to stop it. They are going to try and break the loop, break the curse, whatever. And it's something that many people have tried. That's why it's called Expedition. It's something many people have tried and many people have failed at. I think this is going to be a really great story. I think it's an awesome concept. The gameplay looks awesome. It looks like Persona. Gameplay looks like Persona, and I love that. I think Persona has awesome gameplay. It just looks awesome. Turn-based games have quickly become one of my favorite genres, and I've loved so many turn-based games recently. So I am very hyped for this game. A little bit of details about like what to expect playing the game. There are going to be 6 characters on your team, so that's pretty exciting. A lot of variety, and basically every character is going to have their own build via gear, stats, skills, and synergies is what they're calling them. So I'm guessing synergies are going to be things where you can combine one synergy with another character on your team and do like a super boosted power attack, whatever. I don't really know, but that does seem really interesting. We do know this game is going to be developed using Unreal Engine 5, so that's really cool as well. And we know that this is releasing on all platforms, outside of Switch, of course, in 2025, day one, into Game Pass. This is very exciting. When I say this was one of the biggest surprises, that is an understatement. When you take a new IP like this with such an interesting concept that instantly grabs, when you take a new IP like this and put it at the front of one of the biggest shows of the year, if not the biggest, honestly, and when you take a game that looks so good and you give it so many great details, you give it a genre that sounds really fun. This is really exciting, especially when there are so many new IPs that don't do that. There are so many new IPs that just look like clones of something, that just look like, oh, it's just another one of these, or they don't really seem that interesting. This trailer grabbed so many people, and I think that goes to show you how much potential this game really has, being a new IP, launching into Xbox Game Pass day one. I'm very excited for this game. You guys let me know, what do you guys think of Clair Obscur Expedition 33 in the comments down below. I'd love to hear it. All I know, the music sounded awesome. Visually looks stunning. Gameplay looks fun. Concept seems awesome. I'm here for it. I'll see you in the next one. Johnny Moore out. Peace.